The ABCs of horror.
Welcome to the Hellbound Horror Show. Stephen King once described terror as coming home and realizing that everything that you own had been taken away and replaced with an exact substitute. We're going to take this concept and we're going to take it one step farther. What happens if the thing that was taken away and replaced exactly was your own mother? We find all this out and more in tonight's chapter in the Necronomicon. I normally don't say this, but we're going to look at a fairly recent horror film tonight, and I'm not going to lie, I was really excited to sit down and finally watch it. It's been on my to-watch list for the last 3 years. I just wanted to find the perfect night to watch it to give it the most fair chance I could, because I heard some great things about it. And from what I heard, it sounded exactly like my kind of horror film. I didn't watch any of the trailers. I wouldn't listen to people talk about the film. I just knew that it was a slow burn kind of horror film, and I was in. I knew so little about this movie that when I finally put it in to watch it, I thought I got the wrong version. It was in German. I could have sworn it was supposed to be in English. Turns out that I was just wrong. It's an Austrian film. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, is this film worth the hype? Or should I just give up on modern horror completely? Let's find out. I don't want to spoil this film as it is still fairly new. So, at times I may be a little vague. But it's just to give those who haven't viewed the film a chance to experience the film. Here's a brief synopsis. The story follows two young brothers, Lucas and Elias, at their fairly secluded house during the summer. Their mother was involved in an accident and had to get reconstructive surgery on her face. We meet her in her bandages, and oh boy, does she look fantastically creepy. Her demeanor and silhouette are haunting. The brothers believe something has changed, though. The person behind the mask looks like their mother, but she doesn't feel like their mother. That is a terrifying concept. What if the person that's in your house isn't exactly the same person that was in there before? Anyway, the boys try to figure out the truth, and as you can imagine, things eventually escalate. But that's all I'm going to say about the story. Goodnight, Mommy plays with many themes, and my favorite is the identity theme. Throughout the lavish house are pieces of art, and not a single one is in focus. All these pictures on the wall are blurry, which is a perfect metaphor at hand. Who is this person that says that they are your mother? And who are these boys to question her? What part of ourselves do we lose when we question the legitimacy of those around us? It's a fascinating question, and one that Goodnight, Mommy explores, but maybe not in your typical sense.
Wo ist unsere Mama? Der Lukas hat gesagt, wo ist unsere Mama?
Most movies have an agenda and want you to feel a certain way. In most films, when a villain pops up on screen, the score reflects the villain. It could be a brassy percussion, a hollow drone, or an eerily screeching score. They are all clues to the audience that this person is a bad person, and likewise to the protagonist. The score reflects them as well. It could be a heroic rise, an uplifting symphony, or a proud, trustworthy harmony. Again, it lets the audience know who to root for. It's these musical cues that really help us form connections with these characters. Goodnight, Mommy is almost void of a soundtrack. In most of the important scenes, there's no music at all. It almost makes the movie seem like a more objective view of what is actually going on. You can form your own opinions of what is taking place, and that's bold, but also dangerous. A lot of moviegoers don't like to think, instead, they would rather be entertained. Goodnight, Mommy isn't the most entertaining film in the world. It's something you'll have to chew on. Some dark events are going to happen, and it's your job to decipher what side you're on. There's no real right or wrong side. Nothing is ever that confirmed. It's left to debate. Goodnight, Mommy isn't going to be for everyone. This is a slow burn film, and there's not much of a score to keep you engaged. There's also not a ton of your typical horror tropes. This is a different kind of film, and I respect it for being its own thing. My only gripe with the film is the inevitable solution to the questions. I pieced things together not even 5 minutes into the movie. Some things seemed glaringly obvious for me, and I wonder if it was intentional. Was the audience supposed to know what was going on the whole time? Or was there supposed to be a big reveal? Is it a stylistic choice or an overcompensation to the audience? Either way, Goodnight, Mommy is a good film that I can recommend to anyone who likes a slow burn or likes to piece things together. It's really well made, and it's going to make you think. This is a good beginner film into some of the more surreal, off-kilter horror. To be honest, it's not even that horrifying, it's more unsettling. And it does a great job to build that atmosphere. Also, if you watch the trailer and you think that the mother and her bandages is going to be the scariest, most unsettling part, be prepared to be wrong.